Do you often feel insecure and worthless? Do you envy people who move effortlessly in the company of others? Do you sometimes think you need to stand up for yourself and your goals more? It's time to change that and not just think about it. 4 pillars will revolutionize your life. Today, we'll take a closer look in our personality and discover how they're interconnected. You'll also get plenty of scientific insights, practical tips, and everyday examples you can put into practice right away. Self-confidence, self-assurance, self-respect, self-worth, 4 pillars for a fulfilling life. 1. Self-confidence. What does it really mean? Self-confidence means believing in your own skills and talents. If you're convinced you can solve problems on your own, that's a sign of self-confidence. What is the fascinating scientific background? The famous psychologist Albert Bandura introduced the concept of self-efficacy. His research clearly shows those who are aware of their abilities and believe in themselves are more likely to tackle new challenges and remain successful over the long term. According to a meta-analysis by Stejkovic and Luthans, there's a clear link between high self-efficacy, better job performance, and greater resilience after setbacks. Here is an everyday example. Imagine you're traveling alone for the first time. You need the courage to plan your trip, find your way around unfamiliar places, and communicate with strangers. If you manage all that, your self-confidence will grow significantly. 5 tips to strengthen your self-confidence. Set realistic goals. Start with small milestones to achieve quick success. Celebrate your successes. Regularly write down what you did well and share your accomplishments with friends. View mistakes as learning opportunities. Ask yourself what you can take away from them instead of beating yourself up. Deal with criticism openly. Determine if it's constructive and see it as a chance to improve. Use positive self-talk. Encourage yourself with phrases like, "I can handle this, because I've already overcome so much." 2. Self-assurance. What's it about? Self-assurance revolves around how you present yourself in social situations. Can you express yourself, communicate clearly, and say,
"No,"
when needed, without feeling uncomfortable? Then you're self-assured. What is the fascinating scientific perspective? Studies on social competence show that people who know their boundaries and communicate openly are less prone to social stress. Communication research by Spitzberg links self-assurance to successful interaction and lower conflict potential. Here is an everyday example. You're new to a study group, and no one knows you. But you dare to share your ideas, clearly state your opinion, and ask friendly questions. This naturally earns you respect and trust. 5 tips to become more self-assured. Pay attention to body language, stand upright, make eye contact, and keep your breathing steady.
Practice I.
Statements, instead of saying, "You did that wrong." Try, "I see it differently." This is less accusatory. Listen actively. This helps you understand what others really mean, giving you more confidence in conversations. Set boundaries. Though it can be tough, a clear no is sometimes the best choice for your well-being. Practice in front of a mirror. Rehearse speaking out loud and observe your facial expressions. You'll feel much more confident in real conversations. 3. Self-respect. What does self-respect entail? Self-respect means treating yourself with dignity and care. You treat yourself the way you treat someone you deeply care about, giving attention to your physical and emotional needs. What says science? Erich Fromm emphasized how vital self-love is for living in harmony. Psychologist Kristen Neff focuses on self-compassion, being kind to oneself. Her studies show that people who practice self-compassion have fewer depressive symptoms. Here is an everyday example. After a stressful week, you notice your body feels exhausted. Instead of pushing through, you acknowledge it and take time to recharge, maybe with a relaxing bath, a good book, or a break in the fresh air. 5 tips to increase your self-respect. Ask yourself daily about your needs. What do you need today? Energy, relaxation, or maybe connection with others. Create self-care rituals. Schedule fixed times for yourself, whether it's a 15-minute break or a walk. Pay attention to your limits. You don't always have to give 100%. Listen to what your body and mind tell you. Deal with negative emotions. Recognize them instead of suppressing them or feeling ashamed. Be your own friend. Speak to yourself kindly, just as you would to someone you truly care about. 4. Self-worth. What exactly is self-worth? Self-worth describes how valuable you feel, regardless of external success or validation. If your inner voice says, "I'm good as I am, even when things go wrong," that indicates a stable sense of self-worth. What is the fascinating scientific background? In the 1960s, Morris Rosenberg developed the Rosenberg self-esteem scale, one of the most important tools for measuring self-worth. Research by Orth and Robbins shows that people with higher self-worth are more satisfied and have more stable relationships. An everyday example. Let's say you get a poor grade at school or a negative review at work. With healthy self-worth, you recognize that it bothers you, but you also understand it's just a snapshot in time. It doesn't define your entire personality. 5 tips to strengthen your self-worth. Think independently of external achievements. You are more than your grades, your bank balance, or your social media likes. Stay authentic. Embrace your interests and ideas, even if they're unconventional. Question your inner critic. Is it really true, or is it just a feeling of self-doubt? Record your successes. Writing down at least one positive thing per week increases awareness of your own value. Seek a supportive environment. Being around people who appreciate and encourage you is invaluable. Why are these qualities so important? Put simply, when self-confidence, self-assurance, self-respect, and self-worth are balanced, not only do we feel better mentally, we also project greater poise and stability to others. We handle crises more calmly, worry less about failure, and view mistakes as a natural part of our growth. Overall, this leads to a happier and healthier life. Psychological studies repeatedly highlight how crucial these self-factors are for our well-being. Self-confidence, self-assurance, self-respect, and self-worth are like 4 solid pillars that support you in everyday life. They're closely linked. When you work on one of these pillars, it naturally boosts the others too. Scientific findings consistently show that a positive approach to yourself is the key to a fulfilling life.